Taylor, we need to talk. I heard you threw away all the baby clothes I gave you. Is it true? Why did you do that? I can't believe you. You know that I barely made ends these days, right? You should be thankful for my gift.
I'm sorry, Elaine. Did you hear this from George?
Yes. You can't just throw away things that people gave you.
I know. I'm really sorry, Elaine. But there were a lot of stains and holes in it. Honestly, it wasn't wearable.
Oh, shut up. Babies grow up quickly. Even if you buy expensive clothes, the baby won't be able to wear them soon, you know?
I agree with you. But I'm also concerned about hygiene, you know? I'm not comfortable making my baby wear that kind of clothes. I hope you understand.
Oh, God. What you're saying is very rude.
I didn't want to throw it away either. Where did you get that clothes? You didn't buy it from the store, right?
I did. I bought it from a thrift shop.
I knew it.
What do you mean by I knew it? Do you have a problem with that? It was $10 for 5 pieces of clothing. Such a steal deal, don't you think?
Wow. Yeah, it's cheap. But you know, we already have a bunch of clothes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought George told you about it.
He didn't say anything. How many clothes did you buy? I'm pretty sure it cost more than the clothes that I got for you, right? Ugh, stop wasting money, Taylor.
Yes. I don't intend to waste my money. But that doesn't mean I want to spend too much on something my child is going to wear. I think the one I bought cost around $20. It's not that expensive at all.
What? That's too much. Stop wasting my son's money.
You think? I believe it's normal to spend that much on baby clothes. I also used my salary to buy the clothes. Can you stop accusing me of wasting money?
Ugh, stop talking back to me. Why can't you listen to me?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to explain my side.
You know what? You are a mother now. You need to think wisely in every situation.
Yes, I will keep that in mind.
Are you saving money?
Yes, of course I am.
Then, that's good. Do you know that raising a child will cost an average of $240,000? You should have at least $10,000 saved up by now.
Oh, yeah. I heard that it costs that much. I think it will go even higher since the economic situation is getting worse every year.
So, how prepared are you?
What do you mean?
You're so slow. I'm asking you how much savings you have.
I don't know why I have to tell you that.
Why not? Do you think I'm planning to steal your savings or something?
What? No, I'm not thinking that way.
All right, then you don't have to tell me the exact amount. But do you have at least $10,000 saved up?
I guess.
That's good. I thought you didn't know how to save up money, but that's quite impressive.
Well, now you know how much savings we have. You don't have to worry about our financial situation, Elaine.
Okay. But I won't forgive you if you waste money.
Yes, I will be careful.
Good. So, what's your birth plan? Have you considered the home birth that I suggested to you so many times?
Oh, yeah, about that. I told you we already decided to give birth in the hospital as we planned.
No. that's a bad idea. I had a midwife come to my house to deliver my son, and I'm glad I did.
I appreciate your advice, Elaine. But I want to give birth in the hospital. I understand that you gave birth safely at the house before. But for me, all I feel is anxiety. I prefer giving birth in a hospital, with all the doctors, nurses, and medical equipment.
What are you worried about? At home, I'll be there, and George too, to support you. It's more relaxing than a hospital. Please reconsider, Taylor. I know you will thank me later.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm 7 months pregnant, and I'm getting more and more excited to meet my little one. Recently, my mother-in-law Elaine keeps asking me to consider giving birth at home instead of at the hospital. I understand that she believes it's a good option because she has experience giving birth at home. But every pregnancy is different. I prefer being in the hospital to be prepared for anything. I'm honestly having a hard time with Elaine. It feels like an invasion of privacy when she asks how much money we've saved, even though she's my mother-in-law. I've never told my parents how much money we've saved since we got married. I appreciate her concern and advice, but sometimes it's just too much. I've really tried to get along with Elaine. I've made an effort to visit their house regularly with George, and I've also invited her over for dinner several times. But after her husband died in a car accident, she changed. She became even more attached to George than before. I understand that it's hard to go through the loss of a loved one. But even though we suggested therapy, she won't listen. Instead, she keeps pushing her own ideas about what our family should be like, and it's becoming increasingly stressful. It's just too much for me. I explained how I feel to my husband, but he doesn't understand. He just told me that I should be grateful that she's advising us. It's frustrating because he always takes her side. With each passing day, I find myself getting more and more stressed. Last week, when I suggested to my husband that we go shopping for baby clothes together, he brushed it off and told me I should do it alone. Honestly, I'm worried about raising a child with him. But at this point, I don't think I can change anything. For now, my priority is avoiding stress as much as possible and ensuring the birth of a healthy child. Oh my God, George!
Hey, what's wrong?
I'm having contraction.
Oh, really? Are you heading to hospital now?
Oh, I wish I was heading to the hospital now. Your mother came to our house with a midwife. I tried to go to the hospital, but they wouldn't let me leave the house to give birth here.
Is that so? If the midwife is there, there's nothing to worry about.
What do you mean?
You know, Mom has been recommending a home birth for a long time. I told you that you should trust my mom. But you were being so stubborn, wanting to give birth in the hospital. I just don't understand why you wouldn't listen to someone who has experience of giving birth. Well, now you don't have a choice but to give birth in the house.
Are you serious?
What do you mean? If you listen to my mom, you'll never go wrong.
Why do you always take your mom's side? The midwife is a crazy woman.
What do you mean, crazy?
Normally, wouldn't the midwife bring all sorts of things for the birth? She came to the house with no tools or anything. I don't think she's really a midwife.
Oh, come on, stop overthinking. Just trust my mom.
I can't. It's really weird. Now they're telling me that the home birth costs $10,000.
What? That much?
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know what's going on. If you give birth at home, it should cost less than giving birth at the hospital. Something seems off.
Is it? I think it's normal.
What? No way it's normal.
Maybe she's some famous midwife or something. I wouldn't mind spending the money if it means having a safer birth.
Come on. I know that you trust your mother, but this whole situation is weird. I'm begging them to take me to the hospital, but they've locked me in the house. Does any of this seem normal to you?
What's your point? My mom is doing this for your own sake.
Please, George, why can't you take my side just for once? I told you before that your mother asked about our savings, right? I thought it was weird, but I answered roughly how much we have saved. Looking back now, I think she was planning this all along. After your father passed away, she decided to take over your father's company, right? And in the end, the company went bankrupt quickly. I think your mother has been in financial trouble since then.
What the hell? You're out of your mind. I'm telling you, it's not her fault that the company went bankrupt. Even if my dad were still running the company, it could have gone bankrupt no matter what. You know what? You're just pissing me off.
George, why can't you believe me? Just come home and take me to the hospital, please.
Why do I have to take you to the hospital? You've got my mom and the midwife. That's all you need. Well, good luck with the baby. I have to go back to work.
Hey, George! Are you kidding me?
Hey, I just got home. Why aren't you home? I thought you were giving birth at home.
George, how could you stay at the office this late knowing that your wife was giving birth? You never texted me to ask how I was doing or about our baby. Don't you care about me? Don't you care if the baby was delivered safely?
Ugh, Jesus Christ. I've been busting my butt to put food on the table. And now you're upset? Plus, I just wanted to enjoy my last day before becoming a dad, you know? What's your problem?
I don't know what to say. But I know I made the right decision.
What decision?
Just so you know, I gave birth safely at the hospital. I'm in the hospital now.
What? In the hospital? Why? I thought Mom and the midwife came to the house. Well, I'm glad the baby was born safely.
I'll raise the child on my own, so let's get a divorce.
What? Divorce? Do you want a divorce right after giving birth? Are you crazy?
Oh, I'm crazy? I think you and your mother are crazy.
What?
Look at this photo.
What the hell is this? Police?
Yes, I called the police earlier and your mother and midwife were arrested.
You called the police on them?
Yes. They tied me up with a rope so I couldn't leave the house. I was really in pain and I felt my baby was in dangerous condition. I begged them to take me to the hospital, but they refused and locked me in the house. I asked you to come back home and take me to the hospital, but you didn't give a damn about me or the baby. So I had no choice but to call the police. Police arrived at the house immediately, and your mom and the midwife got arrested on the spot.
What? They were just trying to help you give birth in the house.
Oh, I don't think so. They asked me to pay the birth cost up front. Just as I told you, they asked me to pay $10,000. When I told them I couldn't pay that much, they started ransacking the house. Your mother started screaming that there's no way I don't have $10,000. I think your mother has been planning this for a long time.
I can't believe it. Please tell me you're lying.
No, I'm not lying. Just think about it. Why would she ask how much savings we have? Did you know that your mother has debt?
What?
Your mom used to spend a lot because your father was the company president, right? Now that the company is bankrupt and lost its source of income, but she couldn't stop spending extravagantly, so she went into debt.
That's not true. She has Dad's inheritance and pension. Besides, I give her $200 allowance every month.
That means she's spending more than that.
Seriously? That is crazy.
You know what's crazy?
What?
The person who came to our house wasn't a midwife or anything. She's a friend of your mother. She promised to pay her money in exchange for her help with a crime.
Oh, God.
Do you know what's more crazier? You seem to think that the company has been learning since your father was running it. But your mom lied to you.
What?
Your father's company was always good in business. And yet your mom, who was helping him with accounting, she embezzled the profits little by little so that no one would ever know.
My mom did what?
When your father found out, he made sure that your mom had nothing to do with the company. But unfortunately, after your father passed away, she took over the company. And of course, the company went bankrupt. Also, most of the employees resigned from the company because they didn't want to work for your mom. Well, that's all I heard from the police. It seems like she told her whole life story during the questioning.
I can't believe she lied to me.
Anyway, I have something more important to discuss with you.
What? What's more important than this?
It's about our divorce.
I don't want to. Please, don't leave me. Please. I can't live without you, Taylor. You just gave birth. That kid needs a father.
How can you say such a thing? A father like you? No, I don't want to raise my child with a scum like you. You never cared about me or my child. I'm better off without you.
No, that's not true. Please. I'm sorry, Taylor.
Oh, really? Then why didn't you come home sooner?
That's...
I'm not going to change my mind. I'll have my lawyer contact you about the divorce and the child support.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry.
Goodbye, George. I wish you all the best.
Taylor, wait. Please, forgive me. Please. Taylor.
I left the rest to my lawyer, and the divorce was successfully finalized. George also agreed to pay child support every month. For a few months, George tried to reconcile with me through my parents. He sent me letters, but I have not read the letters, of course. According to my parents, George became mentally ill after the divorce with me. He started missing more and more days of work, and when he did show up, his performance was poor. He was warned by his boss many times, but his situation didn't change. In the end, George was transferred to a regional office. On the other hand, Elaine got a criminal record after that incident. She got fired from her job, and her landlord kicked her out for not paying rent. With nowhere else to turn, Elaine decided to rely on George. Despite all the terrible things Elaine had done, George accepted her mother, and they started living together. George started doing therapy with Elaine's mother to work through their issues. I heard therapy is going well for both of them. It's been helping them understand each other better. With therapy and support, George started doing better in his job. Meanwhile, I'm taking care of our child with the help of my parents. I know it's hard to be a single mother, but I'm determined to provide for my child, no matter how tough it gets. I hope George and Elaine will overcome their challenges and find their way forward. I wish them both the best of luck.